Okay, there we go. Hello, welcome back to Lock Lab 101. What we have here is looks like an Elite version V5 or model number V5. See what we have in the back. Okay, there's nothing in the literature that comes with the lock that says anything about the lock or the security of it. Couldn't find anything online either. Let's see what we got. Okay, so Elite, let's see how many, okay, wow, right here, 1, 2, 3, 5. So it's a 5-pin lock. I have no idea whether it has security pins or not. Let's get into the vise and find out. Something something I do sometimes to find out what's going on inside a lock. I use this, well, it's a 3-in-1 scope, and it has a light on it. And I can go in there and interrogate each one of the pins and just kind of see what's going on. Typically what I'm looking for is if I can see the split between the key pin and the driver pin or the spring pin. I couldn't on that one. Another thing I look at when I do that is I'll look to see what type of pins they are, or what type of key pins they are, and the profile of the top, because what that'll do, it will affect how so if this is the pin, it'll affect how I get to the top of that pin, because I always like to go to the extreme top of the pin and then push straight down as opposed to over on the side, because when you go to the side sometimes it'll bind that pin, and well, going to the top of the pin is just better. See if we can get this in focus. So tensioning a cylinder like this, you can, I mean, there's a million ways to do it, right? Two most common is top of the cylinder, or top of the keyway, which is always considered where the pins are, or bottom of the keyway away from the pin. So the pins are right here. This would be considered bottom of the keyway, and then this would be considered top of the keyway. I always try to do as close to the center of the cylinder as possible, so that's typically the top of the keyway, and I just think it gives a better rotation, or a better tension on the whole cylinder if it comes from the center. That's just my thinking. It's just one of the things I try and do. All right, so let's get this picked. See what we have. 5 pins. One set. Two set. I think 3 is probably set. This is the first time I've looked at this lock. Okay, 4 set. So essentially what we did is we turned a 5-pin lock into a, what I believe right now is probably a 1-pin lock, because 1 through 4 are set. Okay, there we go. Lots of slop in that cylinder. That's why yeah, a lot of slop in there. There were no security pins in it. What made this lock challenging was that there's just so much slop in here. So what that does is, one pin will bind, or once you get several pins at shear line, there's just this movement in here just increases, and sometimes it gets to the point where pin chambers aren't lining up. Well, my one thing today is, so this tool here, it's a orthoscope, I believe what they call it. This one's set up for lock picking. It has a little pick at the end of it, and that's not to actually do picking. What it is, there's a light on it, and you can stick it in here, and you can count pins. You can, another good thing it's for is lowering each pin down as you go through, and then seeing if you can see a break between the key pin and the spring pin or the driver pin. What that'll do, that'll give an indication of what the pin or the key cut is for that pin. So if you can see the cut, well, you know how far down it needs to go at that point, or roughly, without measuring. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you very much.